Hey guys, Katie here, and today I'm doing my August wrap-up and my September TBR. If you've seen any of my recent videos, then you know I had a pretty rough month in August, so I essentially only read one book, and that was Bridget Jones' Diary. It was a great book, it was a lot of fun, and I think it was like the perfect book in that moment to keep me from going crazy, and it sort of saved me from my reading slump. So I had a lot of fun reading Bridget Jones. I also read North and South off and on all month, and I made some progress, but I'm still not done. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get more into it this month. The other book that I worked on last month was The Hours by Michael Cunningham, which I am in love with, but I haven't finished yet, surprisingly enough, even though it's incredibly short. I am loving that, and I hope to finish it very soon. August, like I said, was a pretty crazy month, mostly due to me being sick, but also work has been crazy, so I kind of thought maybe it's time to rethink my TBR. Lately, I put things on my TBR and then I don't read them, and I don't really like doing that. I also bought a lot of books in July and August, and I haven't had a chance to do a haul yet, and I would really like to read the books that I've been buying because I bought them for a reason, so that's sort of my goal at this point. Yep, I'm tearing it up. As you can see, I have beside me a very large pile of books. These are all books that I am currently reading, such as North and South, and we are all completely beside ourselves. I'm gonna keep reading those, like I said. As for the rest of the books, I figure maybe these can be my finalists, and I'm hoping to sort of read based on how I feel. I think it's really not working for me to make a TBR, so instead it's sort of like a maybe TBR or a tentative list, you know, just something where I can say to you guys, like, here's some fun books I want to read this month, and then I can decide and not feel so much pressure, because there's a lot of pressure to read your TBR, and I think that's silly. First, I want to talk a little bit about a book that I'm definitely reading this month. It is Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie, and I'm reading it with the BookTube Reading Buddies. I could have got a really awesome deal on it if I had tried harder. Oh no! I'm leaving the sticker on. I'm really excited about this book, and I am really gonna do this group read, and I think it's gonna be really fun. If you read this book and you have any thoughts on it, let me know in the comments so that I know what to look forward to. So now that I have told you the basics of what I'm definitely reading, I'll talk to you a little bit about the rest of these books. There are a lot, so I'm just going to mention them briefly. The first is Revolutionary Road by Richard Yates. And you may have noticed that I bought this a while ago. I got this from Better World Books. Anyway, I am excited about this book because I think it's going to be awesome. The next book that I have that I honestly think I'm going to get through this month is The Mapmaker's War by Ronlyn Dominique. I saw this on somebody's video, and I think it might have been Enchantology. It just looked really cool. I put it on my TBR a long time ago, and when I was in my reading slump, I was just kind of looking around the bookstore, and this is one of the books I found. So I hope to read this at some point, maybe this month. It's becoming a little too precarious to pull books out of the pile, so from now on I'm just going to talk a little bit about the books that I have here. I still have my library book for Orlando, which is technically due yesterday, but I'm going to give it a shot. I also have Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Therese Ann Fowler. I've wanted to read this book for a long time, but I've been putting it off. I picked it up when I was in my reading slump, and then I saw a pitch for it on the Marvelous Reading Room, and that was it. I was like, I have to read this immediately. So I'm excited to get to that book, hopefully. I talked a little bit about We're All Completely Beside Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler. She wrote the Jane Austen book club, and when I heard that her book made the Man Booker long list, I was really excited. Next book I have is The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, and I was supposed to buddy read that with Heather at Illogical Betty, but I didn't really get to it because I was sick, so it's definitely on my list, and we'll see if I can get to it. Now I have We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen, and like most people, I was drawn to this cover. I was gonna start it this weekend, but it's been kind of a crazy weekend. such is life. And so I'm hoping to maybe read this at some point. I'm gonna watch some videos about it, see if it's really something I want to invest my time in, because it's really large. The rest of these books are all library books. The first is Helen Oyeyemi's White is for Witching, which I started and it was beautiful, so I hope to continue that. I also have her book Mr. Fox, which I think is going to be great, and I think I already talked about Jeanette Winterson's The Stone Gods, which Steve Reed's Books did a review of that pretty much convinced me it's going to be magical. I have a book of Angela Carter's short stories, and I love Angela Carter. It's been a long time since I've read anything by her. I think I mostly read about her in college, so the plan is to try it out and see how I like it. I'm sure that it'll be wonderful. And finally at the bottom I have A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. I listened to this on audiobook. I think I got about a little under halfway through. I'm gonna switch to the book now to finish it, because as great as the audiobook was, it was hard to follow at times. I think I'm just better at reading rather than listening. That's the way I do things, so I'm going to finish that hopefully soon. So those are some books that I might read this month. And if you know of any of them, or you have any that you highly recommend, please let me know in the comments. And also let me know what you're reading this month, and also how do you feel about TBRs? Do they work for you? Do they not work for you? That's about it for today, and I will see you guys later. Bye!